Hey guys, it's Loves to Loom here, and today I will be showing you another Ishani bracelet. This one is called the Ishani Magic, created by Suzanne HB, also on Instagram as Crazy Just Might Work. I do just quickly want to mention this one in particular on the right here is what the Ishani Magic is, with the two bands as the rings. You may notice that it looks very similar. This actually looks exactly like the Links and Knots bracelet, or at least very similar to the Links and Knots bracelet created by the fabulous Rob at Justin's Toys. But you will notice that this is made completely different. Rob did use the loom, and this is a hook-only design, and the connection to make the knot is done differently. But they do look very similar, so I just wanted to mention that. This one here is an option that you could do. If you didn't want to use the two bands, you could just do one band like I have on the left. And then here are two more variations, which is the Ishani Magic Chain on this side here, which I will also be showing you. And then this is just a variation as well. I'm not sure if she named that one. But I will show you how to make all of these fabulous designs. And without wasting your time any further, let's get started. To make this bracelet, you need one hook and one C-clip. I'll be using my rainbow loom hook. And for the Ishani Magic, I'm going to go ahead and use my Persian bands. So first you're just going to grab 4 bands. Place them on your hook, like so. And then grab whatever band you want to be like the linking band that you're going to pull through. We're just going to slide all 4 of these bands through and then reattach the other side. And you don't have to twist or anything. I like to try to make sure that my bands are not all intertwined. It's going to make a big difference. Okay, so now we have to do the slip knot. So what we're going to do is turn our hook over, slide our hook out, and then re-grab that band and pull it through. Turn it around, and then turn your hook over, excuse me, like so. Now this first time is a lot harder than the rest, but it's still a tricky move altogether. We need to grab the top 2 bands and pull them through this little hole here that our hook is in. So you're going to have to kind of figure out which way holding it works best for you. But you got to grab a hold of those top 2 and pull them through. I like to use my middle finger and my thumb to try to pull those bands over it. And then once I start to pull it through like that, what you do is you pull these 2 really tight, which is what makes that pop into a knot. But as I'm pulling, I like to kind of pull that band down on its own and then give it a pull. By doing that, I just feel like it makes it a little more even and fall into the middle like that. And that is what you do. So now we're just going to grab 2 more bands, place them on top, and it doesn't really matter which side. If you're really particular, you would lay it on the side that's like flipping up, but it really doesn't matter. Put your hook through. Make sure that the 2 loose bands are inside and your bracelet's on the outside. Okay, so we have our 4 bands again. Grab your linking band, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to pull them through, reattach, turn your hook over and slide that first band out, and then grab it and pull it through. Flip it over, turn your hook around. Now we need to grab those top 2 bands again. I like to put my finger in like that and kind of give it a little bit of tension. It helps me grab the bands a little better. And then you're going to pull them through where your hook was. And I'm just going to show you without messing with it. If you just pull both sides. And of course I lost focus. Come on. Sorry. There we go. By pulling both sides, it does create that knot, but you'll see that it's at the top. That's why I work it down with my finger. So if that happens to you, if you just pull up on that middle band, it'll loosen it, and then you can kind of work it into the middle and just kind of like roll it down into the middle with your thumb and then pull. So you may need to mess with it a little bit if that happens. But I found that if you mess with it while you're tightening it, it usually comes out okay. So that's what we're going to do. You just keep adding 2 more bands, placing them on top, or you could even just place the 2 loose ones on your hook. That would probably be the fastest way, and then place the bracelet on like that. Grab your linking band, slide all 4 through. Do the slip knot. Turn it over and turn your hook around. Now we're going to grab these 2 bands again. And pull them through. See, the hardest part is that band underneath. You have to make sure you get it in between those. Start to pull on it. I'm going to kind of pull that band down so it's sitting in the middle, and then I'll tighten. Just like that. And then at the end, if one loop is like over to one side, you can certainly mess with it at that point. So that is all you do. I was actually so surprised when Suzanne showed me how to finally make this, and I was like, are you kidding me? That is so cool. I love it. I think it's so cool looking. So simple, but yet so cool. So I'm going to show you this like 2 more times, and then I'll move on to one of the variations. I will definitely say that for this part right here, thicker bands probably is a little bit harder, but they do look the best on this bracelet. So now I'm just actually adding the 2 bands onto my hook because I feel like it's a little easier. And since it doesn't really matter which side the bracelet goes on, it just makes it easier that way. I only grabbed 1 band that time. So of course the last time I do it, it's going to give me a hard time, right? There we go. So if you've seen the original Ishani bracelet, you will see that the similarity in the design. It's like almost exactly the same. So that is what you do to create the fabulous Ishani magic. I think it's so cute. So that's how you do that. And then of course you would just keep going to fit your wrist size, add a C-clip, and clip it together. And then you would have the fabulous Ishani magic. Alright, so there's that one. And then, of course, like I said, you can move them around to make sure they're all even. So, if you like the single version, which I actually love the single version, you would actually do the same exact thing, except you would only grab 2 bands. Well, for the first one, I'm sorry, hold on. No, you would need to. You would grab 2 bands, grab your link band, slip it through. You do everything the same. Do the slip knot. Whoops. Do the slip knot, pull it through. Flip your bracelet over. But this time you would only be grabbing one band instead of two. Pull it. Get that middle band down in there. And make it tight. And then you would add another band. Place your hook on. And add another link band. Super easy. Well, it's super easy once you get the hang of it. The single band version is definitely a lot easier. And see, I pulled that one through too much, so I have to pull it back. So that's what you would do. Same thing as the original, except instead of using two bands, adding two bands each time, you're only adding one. So that's what you would do for that. Okay, so now I'm going to show you this one. And for that one, we are going to grab whatever band you want to be for your circle, the small circle, and you're just going to place it on like a cap band. So wrap it on your hook 2 times. You want it to kind of be like the circle, both sides to be as even as you can get them. I know that's kind of hard, but, and just kind of hold that with your finger. Grab 2 of your bands that you're going to use for like the rings. Place that on in front. Just like that. Grab your linking band. And this is still done exactly the same as the other ones, except instead of having 4 bands, we have that cap band instead. Slide them all on. Reattach the other Reattach the other side. And I lost my cap band in there. You have to keep them separate. Okay. So now you're going to do the slip knot effect. So you're going to slide your hook out, grab the top band, pull it through and flip it over. And we need to grab that cap band and pull it through. So it is tricky to try to grab that whole cap band. But that's what we need to do. This first one is definitely the hardest part. Sorry about my focus. Once you get a hold of that cap band, start sliding it through. I almost grabbed the wrong band. Make sure you're not pulling through the first 2 bands, just that cap band. Then you're going to pull on that. Make sure that band is in the middle before you tighten it too much. And then this is going to be what your circle is, like your small circle. So remember, if your slip knot is not perfect, you can grab that horizontal band and kind of pull up on it and work it to the middle and then tighten it again. So now we are going to place, you have to place 2, if we're hooking it, because this is the one we put through, so that's the one that we're going to be putting back on our hook, which means that we need to add our rings again. So you're going to add 2 bands onto your hook. Place the part with your cap band in front. And now grab your linking band. Pull them all through. I don't know what's going on with me today. Okay, make sure your loose bands are on the right. We're going to do our slip knot. Pull it through, flip it over, turn your hook around, and you're going to grab onto those 2 loose bands and pull them through. Give it a pull to create your knot. So now we would need to add a circle. So I'm going to place it on my hook 2 times like you would do a cap band. Hold it with your finger. Grab your bracelet, place that on. Pull your band through. Reattach. Slide your hook out, do your slip knot, turn your bracelet around, and now we need to grab that cap band again and pull it through. It's so tiny so that it is a little hard to do, but I guess we always deal with some kind of something hard to make our bracelets, right? Like that, and then of course you can turn and fiddle with your cap band if it's not perfect. So now we are going to add 2 more of our rings on, and you just literally keep alternating. So you would add 2 rings, then the next time I would do the cap band, and we just keep doing that back and forth. I think I'm all twisted up in here. I only grabbed one of them, so I'm going to have to go back in and grab the other. Which you can do, but I just prefer to grab them both at the same time. So I'm going to do that again. Sorry about that, guys. Oh, I need to... No, I did that right. It's not so easy to try to do this in front of the camera. I was whipping through these when I was just making them. Okay, there we go. So that's what you do to create the Ishani magic variation. So just keep doing that until you reach your wrist size and keep alternating, adding the cap band and then adding the 2 bands. And then at the end, you would just add a C-clip and attach the other end. Now for the last thing that I'm going to show you is the Ishani magic chain. So for this one, you have to already have a completed Ishani magic bracelet. I'm going to move this stuff because the focus, I think, is trying to focus on that. Okay, so I'm going to take off my C-clip of one end of my already completed Ishani magic. And I guess I will just use... I'm just going to use these. I know it doesn't match, but that's what I have out. So I'm going to use that. Okay, so what we're going to do is you're going to place this on your hook. You're going to grab one of your bands that you're going to be using for your chain. You're going to slide it through, and the first one you want twisted. So before you attach it, make sure you twist it so that it stays closed. So now what we're going to do is add 2 more links so that we have a total of 3 single links. So that first one was 1. That would be 2. And this would be my 3rd. So just pull it through like that. Now that we have 3 links on there, and we only do, I'll tell you that in a second. So we have 3 links. So now we're actually going to go down into the first one, the first hole, and then up through the second hole. So they should be like together like that. If you want to just do it like this, where you just take the 2 holes and just fold them together and then stick your hook through, you can do it like that too. So as long as you have those 2 together like that, we have the single link still on our hook over here. We're going to grab another linking one and pull it through. So you're going to pull it through the two loops, and then now we're going to pull them through these 2. Which is going to link everything together, and then reattach to the other side. Now, it doesn't matter right now where the chain is laying, because we're going to fix it at the end. It's kind of hard to get it exactly over the knot right now. So we're just focusing basically on getting the chain on there for now. So now that we have the link on there, now we have to add 3 single links, because you want 3 in between each after each time you add that link. So that would be 1, 2, and our last one, 3. Now that I have my 3rd link added, we're going to do that again. So we're now going to go down into that one and up on the next one. And now we're going to pull a band through. Bringing it through the 2 rings, and now we have to bring it through these 2 single bands. Reattach the other side. It might be a little tight. I'm using the Persian bands, so they're a little sticky. So now that we have that done, we have to add 3 links again. And now we have to add another link on. So you can either go down and then up, or you can just simply put the next 2 together like that, and then put your hook through them. And now we'll add our 3 links again. And just pull it through all those, and then pull it through your single links and reattach. So that was... No, that wasn't my first. This would be my first. Second. And 3rd. Put the next 2 together and bring your hook through. Bring your connecting band through all of them. Reattach. Add 3 more. 1, 2, and 3. And you're going to do that until you've reached the end of the bracelet. I'm not going to do the whole bracelet, so I'm just going to show you what it's looking like so far. So I know it's going to look kind of crazy, but what you have to do is once you're done adding the chain, you're going to have to fiddle with it. So you'd have to go and grab the band where the knot is, because the whole point is that you want that link in between the bands. So you definitely have to fiddle around with it. My focus usually doesn't act up this much. But you're just going to want to choose which side you want it to pop out on. But I have noticed from the few that I've made that I try to get them both centered on each side. I feel like it makes it lay a little better. But once you get the band around it, you can kind of like pop it out. Then I'll come down to this one, grab the band and bring it over so that it's around my little Ishani knot. You're going to have to do that on each one. Just bring it around, because you want that sitting like in the middle. Now, I personally don't like these Persian sticky bands for the middle chain. It's just, they feel very sticky. But that's all you do. You just would have to fiddle around and make sure that they all get in the center. Like that. And that's what you do all the way down the bracelet. But you can choose either side. I could have done this side, where the chain is sticking up a little higher. It just depends on your preference. But for this one, I used the silicone bands, which I think came out a lot nicer than what those Persian bands are coming out. So just go all the way to the end, and then just hook the third link onto your C-clip. And that's it. That's all you do. So I hope you guys like this video. And I hope you like the Ishani magic as much as I do. I think Suzanne did a phenomenal job creating these bracelets. You can check her out on YouTube. Her YouTube name is Suzanne HB. She has some great designs and tutorials on there. And then you can also check out some of her designs on my page. You can find her on Instagram as Crazy Just Might Work. If you're not following her, you definitely want to, so you can keep up with all of her new and fabulous designs. So thanks so much for watching, guys. Please hit the like button below if you haven't done so. And I'll see you at my next video. Bye!